some of the project examples. So I would love to have some more examples on these lines.
Absolutely. So I've created finance manuals, I've created operation manuals, I created quite a bit of manuals to be honest, and this has been a while ago. So I don't know. I'm gonna be a bit fuzzy on the specifics here, but
Mm. That's fine. I mean,
basically,
as much as you can remember.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to the finance manual, a lot of what we're doing was based on GAAP and based on the local regulatory sort of points in Qatar as well. So a lot of it was standardized. Um,
Mm.
Many times, what that helped them out with is just help them out to go through audits with little or no headaches at all. Um, so that's the finance, the operational issues. So when we're talking about an organization restructuring, for example, right? You
Mm.
go in there, you have a look at their organizational chart, and you see the layers like how is their organization, how bureaucratic is their organization, is it conforming to the industry best practice. I'll give you a specific example here. I worked
Mm.
with an oil and gas company
Okay.
based in Qatar, and when we looked at their organizational chart, we've noticed that it's quite traditional, it's quite Arab.
Mm.
But if I may say so myself, um, recruitment was mostly based on referrals, so there was no recruitment process at all. Simple things such as where can you source resumes? How can you assess people's compatibility to any job? Things like
Mhm.
that. It always starts from the job description.
Mm.
So we look into the organizational chart, right? We saw a bunch of support functions that they needed, especially in finance. They were lacking a lot. Like they were lacking a lot. Like they didn't have enough support for internal audit. So we had to raise that point, raise that red flag, as well as create a job description for that person to hire, as well as where can you source these resumes. In this very specific situation, we offered them sort of a couple of websites that are quite popular in that region. One is
Mm.
monster.com, the other one is bait.com. Anyway, we just showed them this is how you enter the sort of the job posting. Here's your job description. Here's how many levels of interviews you need. The first interview should be with a team lead. Second
Mhm.
interview should be with the functional manager, and depending on the seniority of the position, the third would be with your sort of um, with your senior management, one of your senior management who is the head of that specific unit. So this is
Mm.
as specific as I can remember. Do you have any specific questions in this regard? Maybe you can jog my memory a little bit here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you want to wind up the call?
No, like I mean, in terms of what I just said, like, do you have any specific questions?
Yeah, no. This was pretty insightful. I mean, in terms of the specific contributions that you made, I would just like to get some more numbers, if possible, in terms of like improvement numbers. I understand you shared some of the metrics on the resume, but if you can come up with some of the other, quantified improvements, accomplishments that you were able to secure at this company, because you worked here for like 3 years, right? So that would be great. And I understand that this goes way back in time. And I mean, you might not be able to remember all of the things that you did there, but if you could add in any more aspects, that would be great.
Definitely, definitely. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back to gonna have to get back to you on that
Mhm. Okay.
because at the top
And
of my
just
head I can't think of things here now.
but these are some of the examples that you shared. These are good examples in terms of uh, some of the transferable skills that I wanted to kind of look for. So these did answer those. In terms of one last thing, Mehdi, in terms of the freelance projects, um, these were projects that you worked on during your MBA, or were these just sprinkled throughout your career?
So it's all three. It's during my MBA, within that gap that I had,
Mm-hmm.
as well as during my work in Qatar as well. So the last one that you see, the feasibility study for a construction company, this was
Mm-hmm.
the last freelance project that I did in Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
It was a feasibility study, and I managed to do it within 4 weeks, which is
Mm-hmm.
on itself, like it's quite remarkable because feasibility studies usually would take a lot longer,
Mm-hmm.
but I managed to finish that within 4 weeks, so that was quite good. And
And I mean, how
um,
how well received was it by the client?
was very well received. The client managed to get funding.
Okay, so this was successful.
Exactly, it was successful. I mean,
Mm.
that's why I thought I might want to highlight it.
Mm. Yeah, that'll be a good example. And about the AI solutions product development project that you worked on, again, you performed secondary and primary market research. You designed a product concept. You identified the strategic partnerships, and then you presented this project. So how well received was this project? How did this help, uh, like, contribute to your client essentially?
It was very well received. We're working
Mm-hmm.
directly with the World Economic Forum. They
Mm-hmm.
were looking for use cases when it comes to the fourth industrial revolution, which is a revolution that is, caused by the advent of AI.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we targeted psychology. We targeted
Mm-hmm.
psychology at the time because we identified a problem, which is technology dependency, which is a phenomenon that is quite rampant even in third world countries, mainly in the third world countries.
Mm-hmm.
So we identified ways and partnerships. We identified Informatica, which is a data analytics company, to partner up with them
Mm-hmm.
um, to get a bit more information, more details on the issues that we've raised. Basically, what we were tasked here is just to come up with a use case
Okay.
and basically an overview of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
They were very happy with the solution, and now if you go on the website, it's actually one of the initiatives that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, um, combating the negative side effects of the psychotherapeutic um, softwares of AI that are based on
Mm-hmm.
AI.
Okay.
They took on this project. I mean, it's actually an active project now at West.
Okay. So this was again a success story. Let me see what else. Right. Hmm. And what about the mobility solutions product development project? Again, you did this for Audi, I understand. And
Yeah.
right. So, I mean, how did this go about?
So basically, this was another situation where the company approached us and they asked for more or less a product that is geared towards the millennial generation,
Mm-hmm.
um, using the current capabilities of companies, so that they don't want to invest in anything new.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so basically, we uh, we brought in the idea of what was the thing? Fleet sharing, Audi
Okay.
fleet sharing, um, and they loved the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out they already had that idea in infancy. They were thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they actually took on the sort of the use cases that we brought forward, took on the sort of solutions that we took forward, and I think they are under consideration. I didn't hear back from them, but
Mm-hmm.
from the immediate feedback that we got from them is that they were very happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the head of monetization, he was very happy with it because he said, what you guys did validated my work because I'm the guy who's leading this initiative,
The
the
initiative, right.
fleet, fleet sharing initiative. So your
Mm-hmm.
work validated a lot of what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how long they're going with that. I still remember our logo. Basically, don't not owning a car, but owning the miles, or like
Mm-hmm.
sharing the miles, or things like that. We brought in a lot of numbers to support our hypotheses. So
Mm-hmm.
that was, I would say that was somewhat of a success. Um,
Right.
the fact that they already thought of it in a way, and it was in infancy, and we managed to validate a lot of their ideas. I think that was a good project.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And just one last thing, Mati, before we quickly wrap up. This was really insightful. Uh, for especially for the KPMG position, you were telling me about some of the client feedbacks, right? If overall you could share any of the client feedbacks that you have, I mean, for projects that you have worked on throughout your career, or recommendations or evaluations that you have, I would love to get that because I would love to include one or two of those in the resume to give it more personal touch in terms of like relationship management, helping in terms of something that shows you as a trusted advisor to great clients.
Absolutely. I mean, I can definitely reach out to a few people and see what I can get. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I do have a couple of recommendations on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay.
Yes,
I'll make sure to check
and
that. And if you have anything else, I mean, you don't have to go above and beyond in the sense that you don't have to really worry about that. But if you have anything on plate, I would really appreciate that you would share that with me.
I can think of, honestly, because KPMG was a long time ago. I don't know if I'd be able to find anything, but I can share a couple of good emails that I've received, a
Yeah,
couple of good
definitely. Whatever you
feedbacks
have.
that I've received from
Mhm.
LPL.
Okay, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's more recent. I would love to get that. Okay.
Definitely, yeah, I'll be happy to share that with you.
Okay, great. So thank you so much for your time, Adi. This was a really insightful call, and I really enjoyed talking to you.
Absolutely, same here. Thanks a lot, Fatima. I think you're almost about. I mean, it's almost about time for you to break your fast. I'm not sure about
Yeah,
the time
yeah,
difference, but I bet it's been a long day for you. I appreciate it.
yeah. Okay, so I would be waiting for the recommendations for the emails that you have to share, and any other information that you would like to share. Anything else that comes to your mind, you're more than welcome to share that. Okay.
Definitely, definitely, I can
Okay.
do that.
Have
No
a great
worries.
evening, Adi. It was really nice talking to you. Bye bye.
Alrighty, all right. Take care then. Bye bye.
You too. You too. Bye.